What did it say about your team to be able to weather the final 10 minutes and then come back and steady themselves in overtime?
Yeah, well, it was good. Braden Smith made his free throws down the stretch. I know Fletcher really made some nice plays. We also thought we had a call go against us in regulation when we were just trying to get open. And then I think they got a call go against them there when we're dribbling the ball up the court. So it was like one of those crucial, plays. And then in that moment, that really helped us. Being able to get those 2 free throws that time. We're trying to foul there at half, and we don't get the foul. And so we're very, very fortunate because they had the long possession, I don't know chronologically when it was, where they had like 5 offensive rebounds, and they don't get anything. Like they get 4 or 5 offensive rebounds in a possession. I don't think they scored out of it. Maybe Derek ended up getting a layup out of it. But it was just like, you got to get those rebounds. They didn't score.
No.
And so it's just one of those games where you have it at a good point. And, they have a scheme and what they're going to do. And I thought they did a really good job with it. And I thought we did a really good job with it. We just didn't make open shots. And the guys that we had shooting the basketball, are guys that can make more than they do. But that's, life on the road. It's part of it. Can you find a way to win a game when you don't shoot the ball well? And we were able to do that. But Nebraska deserved to win the game just as much as we did. I thought they were really good.
Fair to say that the solution to what they were doing against Zach was just to make more threes?
Yeah, we're just standing there and he's passing. And, even though he has 5 turnovers, he's 300 pounds and he played 42 and a half minutes. He had 17 rebounds and 7 blocks. Their face box out, which is totally illegal. And so I commend them. I'd keep face boxing out if I was them too, if they're not going to call it. Because what are they supposed to do? Ultimately, what are you supposed to do? So I thought they were really good and did some things against him, but I also thought he handled himself. I think he had one time that I think he took a shot. What was he from the field?
5 to 7.
5 to 7. He took one shot and someone was wide open. But, after a while, you pass it out every single time and they don't make them. You are going to force a couple. So, he's come a long way. He's a good player.
Every time you needed a basket, it seemed like Fletcher had something.
Yeah, well, Fletcher wanted the ball. You get in that and the crowd gets going, and Nebraska's fans are great. And they get loud, and we really talked about it. We played Gonzaga, out in Portland on a neutral court. And so that's about, we played Florida State, and they didn't have a lot of people there at the game. So we hadn't really been in these environments. We hadn't been in these kind of hornet's nest and, how they are. And, he wanted the ball. Some of those pull-ups that he made, obviously he was kind of cold from 3, and he could have ended it in regulation. I thought Braden made a great pass on that drive for him to have that 3, and that's what we had talked about, what was open. And but no, Fletch was great. I've never seen him dunk before, so that was cool. If we're calling that a dunk, so that was cool. When you recruit somebody since they're 16 and you've seen them for 4 years, you normally see everything they have.
Is there anything else? Go ahead, Jason.
Newman, had a bad shooting night, 1 of 6, but especially in the first half, it felt like he really did some good things for your team.
Yeah, I think we had a lot of guys do some good things, but the way they move and the way they cut, we had to go a little bit smaller, and we were trying to find some people that can make a shot. And then, he ended up getting more playing time down the stretch, but he's really rebounded the ball well for us. I thought he did some good things defensively. He's no different than anybody else. He missed some shots, but a lot of people missed some shots. But no, he's been great, and I thought David Jenkins really gave us, a good lift there. He made a couple shots there in the first half and did some good things. You just get stuck as a coach once you kind of get in one of those meat grinders about who you're going to go with and who you're not going to go with.
Coach, Purdue beat Nebraska by about, I think, 40 last year. What's the difference this year with Nebraska?
They defend. Yeah, they play defense.
Obviously that.
Yeah, seriously. Because, when you guard and you make it stingy on people, you're going to get some turnovers from that. And you make it stingy and you're hard and you do your job constantly, you stay connected. When you got a guy or two that breaks down all the time, it doesn't matter what the 3 other guys do. They eventually find them, right? They eventually find them. And this year they don't. The guys that they have, that they're bought into it. Fred's a really good coach. They run outstanding stuff. Very, very hard to guard. Very hard to game plan for. And then, Derek's so good at wheeling and dealing. He's making some jump hooks over a 7'4" guy who had 7 blocks in the game. But they're and I know offensively they do some good things, but their improvement is because of the defensive end. It just kills you your morale when guys break down defensively, because you work so hard and they're not breaking down very much. They're doing some really, really good things. And like I said earlier, they deserve to win this game just as much as we did. But that's, they're beating some people. They're not just beating some people here. They're going to beat some people on the road too. Like they got a good club. And what's hard is that, they're putting some pieces together. And so they have experience, but they don't have a great deal of experience together. And that's kind of the landscape of college basketball now. You got to be able to get that figured out. And a lot of people doubted us because of that. And then, we've been able to have so far a successful non-conference.
You've been doing such a good job this year on the defensive glass. They get 19 offensive rebounds. Of course, 5 of them were in one sequence. But
right.
Was that more credit to Nebraska or more of a...
Both. The thing that happens a lot when you get people into like tough twos and runners and post moves, you got short rebounds around the goal. When you shoot a lot of threes, you get those long rebounds. And now you got to step to your man. You got to have your guards getting those rebounds. And they were active, no different than how, we try to do offensively, getting those long offensive rebounds and trying to spray out and get another three. They did a really good job of that, of getting to it. But we have to do a better job, no matter what the configuration is out on the court, whether you're, in by the lane or you're out and you're spread out. You still got to do your job when the shot goes up and stick your man and go get it.
Anything else? Thank you, guys.
Cool. Thank you.
Fletcher lawyer, Braden Smith.